On a day-to-day basis, I talk to a lot of people who are either trying to build a creative agency, trying to get more clients as video editors, or just start up something entrepreneurial in this online space. And more often than not, the thing I've noticed is that actually what stops them from getting to their initial goals is not necessarily the things that they are, not doing. It's more so the things and the vices that they are doing on a day-to-day basis that's making them not have enough energy and room for the essential activities that they should be doing. So basically the whole idea of this video and what I want you to kind of take away from it is that success is subtraction, not addition, right? So all those vices that you probably know that you have right now, whether that be, staying up very late, whether that's be playing a lot of video games, whether that's eating a bunch of junk food, whether it's drinking a bunch of, Monster cans and just being caffeinated the fuck out of your mind and binging on nicotine and vapes, whatever it is for you, right? First, you need to remove those in order to make time for and energy for those things that you know that you should be doing. So that's probably going to be for you, right? Doing your daily outreach is going to be becoming better at marketing, sales, acquiring all these skill sets. It's going to be making content and building your own brand as well. Until you get rid of the negative things first in your life, it could also even be toxic relationships, right? Or just friends who don't support you, who bring you down. Until you get rid of these first, you're not going to be able to actually make any progress in the other fields. And sorry if I'm sweating a bit, it's getting a bit hot here in Dubai. But just to also give this whole idea some more, credibility, this is what I did as well in my life, right? I first, around 3 years ago, I really just took inventory of everything I was doing and seeing what are the negative things I'm doing. And I first got rid of those one by one, right? You cannot fix everything at once. You cannot just stop doing all your negative habits immediately. You got to take them one by one, remove them one at a time. And then that actually allowed me to make time and energy for the positive things that I knew I needed to be doing on a daily, the inputs that I knew I needed to put into my business to get the results I wanted. And in just around 3-4 years, right, I was able to go from making initially just like $30 a day working as a videographer in Hungary to then I was like editing videos for $10 a clip basically. So I was making like $10 an hour to now being able to like literally live on the beach, right? Like that's the Palm here in Dubai. And there's a literal beach right there I can just go down to anytime. And this is the building I live in. And again, I know that this is just flexing, whatever, but like this is real. And I want you to actually understand that it's real. And if you take the time to do it, because most people never take the time to do this, right? They will watch this video and they will do nothing different. But if you take the time right now to think about this genuinely, right? And write down what are the top 5, let's say, vices that you have at the moment that you know are screwing you up and that you know are stopping you from being able to do the things that you know you should be doing. Because like right now, there is a reason, right, that you sit down at your desk and you just cannot get yourself to do the things that you planned out. I know you've probably been watching some videos like this, and I know you've probably watched some of my other videos, and you know that you should be working on your offer, you should be working on your sales skills, you should be doing outreach, you should be doing sales calls, improving your skill sets as a video editor, all of this stuff. But for whatever reason, you are still not able to just sit down after school or after work and just do it. And the reason why is because of all these different things that are zapping your energy. Again, it could be the sleeping pattern you have, it could be negative friends, it could be not working out, it could be not eating the right foods, it could be being overly caffeinated, it could be drugs you are using. Like if you're using drugs on a day-to-day basis or even weekly basis or whatever, like you're just screwing yourself up. And your brain is basically fried so that the dopamine that you would get, number one, from the work is not nearly enough to make you want to do it. And number two, by the time that you actually get to the point where you would sit down at your desk and do the things you need to do, again, your brain is just fried and it's already done. Like you only have a really finite amount of energy points and focus points every single day. And this is something I learned a few years ago from Sam Ovens. And ever since I started like implementing this in my life, it really changed everything. And by no means am I perfect, right? I still struggle with these things and I still need to remind myself of these things. But when I learned that focus and just energy is very finite, I realized that you need to be very, very mindful of the things that you put your energy and focus into on a day-to-day basis. And if you think about it, there is probably an 80-20 principle in your day-to-day tasks in terms of which activities and inputs that you do are getting you 80% of the results. And it's probably, again, just 20% of the things that you do. So for you, again, it might be reaching out to potential prospects, working on your sales skills, offer, and marketing. It could, and maybe making some content and building a little bit of a brand for yourself. It's probably just these things. Everything else, watching all the mindless content on TikTok for inspiration, watching all these YouTube videos about the top 10 ways to make money online, probably everything else is just a distraction that doesn't really get you anything closer to where you want to go. So once you realize this, that you only have, let's just call it 10 energy points or energy units every single day, well, you'll understand that you can either spend that in 10 different directions and make no progress or very little progress in each one of them, or you can also put it into wrong things and make a lot of progress in things that you don't even want. Like, you probably don't want to be the most educated TikTok viewer in the world because there isn't really any, awards or trophies or anything worthwhile that comes with that. You probably want to put all those energy points into something that is long-term, that is going to make you fulfilled and happy and help you create something that you're actually proud of, right? So to summarize everything, take an inventory of your life right now. What are the vices that you know you need to be stopping, and write those things down. Try to get rid of them one at a time, right? Just try to hit these little streaks. If you had a bad sleeping habit, well, make it a priority today to sleep at the right time so you can wake up at the right time tomorrow and get some work done before your actual work or school or whatever it is for you. And try to hit that 7 days in a row. Then try to hit it 20 days in a row, then a month. And one at a time, you can build all of these out to be your base instincts so that they are no longer taking up as much effort to do. And once you've done that, once you've got rid of all the extra shit that you don't need, then figure out what are those key activities and tasks that you have in your work that get you most of the results. So whether that be outreach, creating content, whatever it is, figure out what those are. Focus all your energy that you can, especially in the morning, on just doing those most important things. And trust me, you will see a huge amount of change in the results that you are getting. And then as long as you're doing the right inputs and you've got rid of everything else that's holding you back, it really is just a matter of time. That's also a big component, right? Results take time, and you cannot go from 0 to 100 in 30 days, 60 days. I know sometimes even in my thumbnails, I put in some outrageous stuff. It's just because it works, right? Don't blame the player or whatever the saying is. But the truth is that anything worthwhile takes a lot of time, even for me, to go from being an underpaid editor to being able to make multiple six figures a year with my creative businesses. It took me more than 3 years, right? And it took me a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just focus in on your inputs. And then as soon as, you just open your eyes, maybe 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you're going to realize you're so much further ahead than you were. So hope you found this video interesting. Please actually take action on this and do these exercises that I mentioned to you. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully connecting with you someday. I just really hope you take action on this.